Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
In the last hour, the Department of Work and Pensions says it has stopped JD Sports from using job centres to recruit workers after an undercover investigation by this programme revealed shocking conditions at its warehouse in Rochdale. Today, the company said it was launching its own investigation into working conditions. Tonight, we hear from one manager there who says despite the company's denials, she was told to sack workers on the spot and claims the culture of 3 strikes and you're out comes straight from the top. Here's our North of England correspondent, Kieran Jenkins.
If you've shopped at JD Sports this Christmas, you may have been shocked by our revelations.
No, it's more work. Prisoners get more freaking respect.
We revealed the reality of working at Britain's biggest sports retailer.
I want to see your arms moving!
Yesterday, JD Sports said our allegations about its vast Rochdale warehouse were untrue and not an accurate reflection of its culture. But if proved accurate, they'd be willing to investigate. Today, after seeing our footage, JD Sports begins that investigation and the process of retraining its staff. As workers and managers at the warehouse speak out for the first time. And we reveal new, exclusive footage of life inside JD Sports. We went undercover as a worker with the Assist recruitment agency. It supplies hundreds of workers to the warehouse. They toil alongside JD Sports staff. They answer directly to JD Sports managers, who enforce strict discipline by issuing strikes. 3 strikes and you could be fired.
You get strikes, you get 3 strikes, you get sacked.
What are the 3 strikes?
Chewing gum, matches, lighters, mobile phones.
There's a long list of things that could get you sacked.
Hoodies, incorrect uniform, anything with a logo on the front of it.
JD Sports said yesterday, we categorically do not have a strike system. Well, we've spoken exclusively to a person who says they are a member of the JD Warehouse management team.
There definitely is a 3-strike rule. You can get those 3 strikes within a matter of minutes. And if you get 3 strikes within the first hour, then you're gone. You've lost your job.
This manager asked to be anonymous. What she tells us is completely different to the public statements issued by JD Sports.
I get told I have to issue strikes. If somebody doesn't perform, they get issued a performance strike.
Inside the JD warehouse, which supplies all its UK stores, agency workers are bottom of the pile. 0 hours, minimum wage, and JD Sports bosses boast of sacking them on the spot.
Well, if you get tired, I would like to sit on a box and carry on, or...
No sitting down, no.
No.
You get fired.
Fired?
Especially if you're sitting down.
Since last night, over 150 current and former workers at the warehouse have contacted us. Many make disturbing allegations. This is an agency worker currently employed in the warehouse.
It feels like we're all suspected thieves, and I don't like that feeling. The environment feels like a prison when you go in and out from work.
In Rochdale, up to 1,500 people work at JD Sports. Today, some have asked why they put up with it. Why not just leave? Now, this is a town of high unemployment, and we understand that the agency Assist recruits directly at the job centre. If people don't take the job, they may have their benefits sanctioned. This worker says he was referred by the job centre and felt he'd be sanctioned if he turned it down.
If I didn't take the job with JD Warehouse and Assist via the job centre, I think I would have lost some claim money due to the fact that it is in their claim and commitment to accept any job offers that we do get.
But they might not last long. JD Sports told us workers aren't punished for failing to meet targets called Key Performance Indicators, KPI. These are the words of a manager at the warehouse.
I've done it myself. We go around every 2 hours and we monitor everyone's KPIs. every 2 hours. And if someone's not performing, they'll be issued with a performance strike. If in the next hour they're still not performing, they'll be issued with another performance strike. They can get those strikes within minutes, following on consecutively from one to another to another. And it's not even wait till the end of the day. Gone. From that point on, marched off the premises.
That's why, as this new footage shows, they work so hard. Our reporter wasn't issued with gloves. Workers are cut, bruised,
Put it up again.
exhausted.
Back is aching.
This woman was injured lifting boxes.
Going to health and safety? That's what they're there for.
Another worker has a head injury. A supervisor calls for a first aider. At first, there isn't one.
What's on this side?
To get the car's total back.
Absolutely ridiculous. How else they can find somebody? I don't even know who you are.
You don't know the first aid from?
These good doesn't do it anymore. It's by the left or the
So there's not one in each section?
should be, but no, we haven't got one.
It takes 15 minutes for a first aider to arrive. JD Sports says it has a 4-star health and safety accreditation. It's reviewing all its policies, and it takes these allegations very seriously. But tonight, an extraordinary intervention. The Department for Work and Pensions says job centres will not recruit for JD Sports warehouse until it's satisfied workers are being treated appropriately. It's no longer just shareholders JD Sports has to answer to, but the government.
Well, the TUC General Secretary, Francis O'Grady, joins me now. You heard there what the Department for Work and Pensions is doing. What further action do you think should be taken against JD Sports?
Well, this is disgraceful and degrading treatment by a high-profile company. But let's be clear, this isn't a bad apple. We've got a whole list of companies who are operating this kind of regime of fear against workers on 0 hours, agency and sham self-employment contracts.
You have the evidence for that?
The TUC's got a report out tomorrow showing an explosion in that kind of contract and the fear and insecurity that goes with it, and very often pitifully low pay. Now, the government may have acted on this particular case, but they should be coming down like a ton of bricks on all of these companies. They should be ending 0 hours now. They should be scrapping the employment tribunal fees that mean workers are priced out of justice. How many of those workers could afford more than £1,000 to take a case to an employment tribunal? And they should be working with unions and giving us the right to go in and organise rather than stand outside, as one of our unions is currently doing, recruiting members into union membership so that ordinary workers get a voice.
I'll come back to the union, what help you can give workers there. But, I mean, what about something like the Health and Safety Executive, for example? Is there grounds for them to sort of intervene with JD Sports?
All our experience is that where companies are offending on health and safety or pay or contracts, they're usually offending on a whole range of areas. Now, we would like the government to be resourcing our agencies properly so that the Health and Safety Inspectorate, the Minimum Wage Inspectorate, the Agency Inspectorate can get together and get around the country and get their way into these company doors and check out their books and the way that they're treating workers.
Well, I should say that JD Sports is investigating, but they do say the allegations are untrue. But, I mean, coming back to you saying you want to be able to organise and get union support in for those workers, well, the problem is that you are powerless, aren't you? Because so few, I think it's around 40% of private sector employees are members of unions. So you're kind of powerless to intervene, aren't you?
We are seeing that number growing, and we've got new members at Uber, Sports Direct, and there's been a real spike in the last few weeks of people joining the GMB at this company too. So we're beginning to see that change, but it is true that the balance of power in the workplace has gone far too far in favour of the employer, and many workers are frightened to be seen even talking to a union outside the workplace, and that's why we'd like that right to go in there and talk to workers.
Shouldn't the unions take part of the blame for that, that you're not getting getting a surge of support. You know, you might have a spike here and there, but you're not getting a surge of support. That has to be partly, doesn't it, that although a lot of people might sympathise with what you're saying on JD Sports, then they think of Southern Rail, strikes cause misery there, there's strikes coming up on BA, the Post Office, you know, and they think, well, have the unions lost the plot?
I think most people agree that although striking is always the last resort, if we didn't have that right to strike, then all the power would be in the hands of the boss, and we'd get even more cases that we're seeing exposed today of the likes of sham self-employment and 0 hours contracts. So, you know, I'm proud of the work that unions are doing. We want to do more. We want to encourage people to join. But, you know, Southern Rail is a case in point. There's a strike that the workers are the last ones who want to be on strike, but this is about protecting passenger safety. And,
well,
you know, we've got an employer...
The government says that it's just a militant union that's holding passengers to ransom, and also other workers who are trying to get to work.
I think people are very well aware that we've got a company who doesn't appear to be listening to workers, prepared to come to an agreement with workers. And I really think this is the time when the Department for Transport should be encouraging Southern to come to the table and get a fair settlement, rather than, as appears to be the case, shouting from the sidelines for one side only.
I mean, finally, on JD Sports, will you be buying any of their products? Will you be shopping at their shops?
I don't think this is about consumer boycotts. I think it's about making sure that those workers get a fair deal, and the best way to do that is by joining a union.
Frances O'Grady with that message. Thanks very much.
I've been